Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the farm. In the shop here, topping up some chicken water. Gotta keep them ladies refreshed, keep them hydrated, especially in this cold weather. Even in the cold weather, it's super important to keep your chickens hydrated, and especially maybe at times when it's maybe a little bit more challenging to do so. So, recently seen the emergence of the age-old question about how to keep your chickens hydrated in the wintertime when water's freezing and all that. Is it really an option to just let the meat snow? Sure, yeah. I mean, wild birds do it, right? Geese and ducks, and no, they all leave and they go south. There's a few wild birds, of course, that do stick around, but we're not asking those wild birds to produce 200 eggs a year. You know, the most life-giving, nutritious food known to mankind. We don't ask wild birds to produce that. So sure, they can eat a little bit of snow, but it's like a 1 to 10 ratio, right? So for like super inefficient. I mean, again, in a pinch, it'll do maybe for a half a day, something like that. But it's going to affect egg production. It's going to affect the chicken's lifespan and overall quality of life. Like, imagine the amount of energy it takes to heat that frozen water up and then put it to use in their body. You're kind of actually going backwards. So no, wouldn't recommend it. We've done extensive work here to keep chickens hydrated, keep water defrosted, not frozen in the wintertime. And we're at that time of year now. It was minus 18 this morning. So not as cold as it can be, but certainly, like, there's no argument that it's cold. Like, it is cold. There's 1.5 feet of snow out in the yard right now, and minus 18. So we're at that point where it is a daily chore to take fresh water to the chickens. And yeah, I'm not in the camp that you should give them snow. I mean, there's studies that you can do it with certain cows. Again, not lactating. Some people maybe would say lactating was an option. But again, from an animal husbandry perspective, or poultry husbandry perspective, not a best practice. Anyway, so I'm going to fetch the water up to them, and then I think I'm going to take old Aunt Jemima there, take her back out. I've been plowing a couple nights in a row here, just mostly just to maintain access to the yard, because we had a fairly significant dump of snow. But this evening, what I want to do is I want to get access blown in to the barn from the main driveway, because trudging to the barn is, well, let's just say I'm a little dehydrated when I get there and back. So I'm going to clear an access to there. And then Old Blue, the greasy old triple up there in the corner, I think I'm going to give that a couple pulls to see if I can get that thing to start. Because, I mean, hey, when in Rome, right? There's lots of snow, and the kids had the toboggans out today, and I'm pushing up snow, so I mean, I can't, it's like the last 2 years, we did not get any snow. That thing last year, in fact, I started at one time just to be sure that, hey, it would actually turn over. But it did not leave the building. It never got ridden at all last winter. So I got some making up to do for it. So if we get some warmer weather, I'll get it outside and get the toboggans hooked to it and let the kids have some fun. One thing that is nice here in the chicken house is this deep litter bedding that we've got. And over there in the back corner, it's about 3 feet deep. Now, I've done numerous videos on the advantages of deep litter bedding and composting in the wintertime. But this year, we're getting lots of produce and whatnot from Loop. So I'm feeding directly on the floor of the chicken house. Whatever they don't eat, they scratch and they till and they work back into the compost. I'm getting more compost. So I'm getting really good heat generation. It's like actually quite pleasant in here. I could take the big woolly hat off and I probably wouldn't get cold ears. I don't have a thermometer in my pocket here right now, but I'm going to remember in the next day or two to come in here and just dip the thermometer in the back corner there to see how much warmth is actually coming out of that pile. Because it's actually quite incredible what you can do with it. So a fantastic way, takes zero electricity, zero energy. The power goes out, you're stuck in a blizzard. Maybe the dog chews on the electric, the extension cord, whatever. There's no power in the chicken house. These things, the birds, they don't suffer. They don't get, weather, temperature shock or anything like that. I just got pooped on. That makes it even much better. So much better. Little poop with the wood chips. Yeah, that does it. Okay, so I pulled the big tractor out just here with the Skidoo. We're going to see if she fires up. First things first, I mean, it hasn't ran in, well, like I said, it started once last year. I'm gonna throw a little gas at the carb there, and then we'll give her a couple pulls. See if any magic's gonna happen. It's gonna make me work for it. Sucks it's on these dollies because it wants to go for a walk. I'm gonna get my exercise tonight. We'll try it with just a splash of gas more in the carb here. All right, well, I plowed my way into the barn, put the tractor away, pulled the snowmobile out. Let's go for a rip there, bud. I can't say for sure, but I might have half a boner after that little lap. So on that note, I'm gonna go manage a personal problem, probably with a cup of tea. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.